Welcome to the KD Cooking Show. We're your hosts, Danny
and Kimmy. Today we're going to be making fishbowl Oreo Pops.
These fishbowl Oreo Pops are super fun for all ages. You can bring them to a party at the beach or make them for a fun ocean-themed kids party. They're also super easy to make. Okay, so before we start making our Oreo Pops, we want to make sure that our hair is up to ensure that no hair gets in our Oreo Pops.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate finding hair in my food. It's disgusting. For our ingredients, we're going to need a package of Oreos. You can use any Oreos you want, like birthday cake or mint. We're just using double stuffed. You're going to need 2 cups of white chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of Crisco or any other kind of shortening, 3 ounces of cream cheese, sprinkles, and any kind of candy fish. We're using Swedish fish.
For utensils, you're going to need a spatula, any kind of regular kitchen spoon, some cake pop sticks, or in our case we're using wooden sticks, a kitchen knife. You're also going to need some food coloring to put in the melted chocolate chips to get this nice coating on the Oreo Pop. You're going to need a food processor, just any kind of bowl, and you're also going to need wax paper and a cookie sheet to put the balls on when they're drying.
Our first step is to put our Oreos in the food processor. You want to do it in batches to make sure that the food processor doesn't get overfilled and to make sure that they're nice and fine. So here we have our finely crushed Oreos. It should look a little bit like dirt. Here we have our bowl of finely crushed Oreos, and we're going to add 3 ounces of cream cheese. And we've tried mixing this with like spoons and spatulas and blenders, but nothing seems to work better than your good old hands.
Okay, so while Kimmy is over there cleaning up, we have already made some dough, and it should look kind of like this, feel kind of sticky and leave an oil residue on your hands. And we're going to take this ball, dough, and divide it into smaller balls, about that much. And we're going to roll it between our hands, kind of like Play-Doh. And then we're going to put these balls on a cookie sheet, lined with wax paper. And we're going to put them in the fridge to cool for 10 to 15 minutes and let them kind of harden. Okay, so now while we're waiting for our Oreo balls to cool, we're going to be making the nice blue colored chocolate coating on the cake pop. To do that, we're going to need our 2 cups of white chocolate chips and our 2 tablespoons of Crisco or any other kind of shortening. We're going to put those 2 ingredients in a bowl together and put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. We're then going to take it out when it's done and mix it together and then put it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds. You're going to keep doing that until you get a nice consistency, and it should look something like this. Just nice melted chocolate. And in this batch we've also added our 6 drops of our blue food coloring to give it that nice water blue looking color.
Now that we have our fully cooled Oreo Pop, we're going to place it in the chocolate, and we're going to make sure that it's fully coated. Then we'll take it out and let all the excess chocolate drip off, and then place it on the cookie sheet. And then we're going to take the chocolate and cover up any places that are missing chocolate. You can do this either with your spoon or you can use a stick if you want to. Then after that, you're going to take your stick and you're going to place it in the middle, and then you'll put it in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes.
After the chocolate has hardened, it will look something like this. And now it's time to decorate our Oreo Pop. But before we decorate it, we need to trim the edge of the Oreo Pop. This will give the Oreo Pop kind of a rim look to it, and that's kind of supposed to be the rim of the fishbowl. And this doesn't need to be done perfectly because after Kimmy's done cutting it, she's going to smooth the edges with one of her fingers just to kind of neaten it up a little bit and give it a rounder look. When she's done with that, she's going to take one of our extra cake pop sticks and lightly coat the top of the cake pop with some chocolate that's still warm and still kind of wet. And once she has done that, she's going to take some sprinkles and put them on the wet chocolate to give our fishbowl kind of some gravel. And that doesn't need to be done neatly either, because she'll just kind of pat it down with her finger. And once she's done with that, she's going to take some more of the wet chocolate and use it as glue to kind of coat the back of one of our fish and stick him in his new home. And you can do one fish or two fish.
Red fish or blue fish.
It doesn't matter, it's all up to you. And that is our final product.
Thanks for joining us on the Katie Cooking Show. I hope you enjoyed this fun recipe.
And we hope to see you next week when we make homemade lasagna.